Mastering your classes and increasing your proficiency is one of the best things you could do early on to give yourself an edge in battle. You could be playing on normal, hard, or soon to be released lunatic mode, and they all have one thing in common. These things can take a while to do. What if I told you there was a way for you to get A rank proficiency or even higher during your first few battles in any new game? What if I told you you could do 2 characters at once? Let me show you how to do it. First things first, although you could do this with any character or any class, I recommend using the Professor in a tanky class. I won't get into growth rates, but to put it simply, the higher defense, the better, since you will be relying on your survivability to make this work. With that being said, you can almost choose any class or any character to pull this off. Make sure to equip anything you can that's going to increase your defense. Abilities, shields, doesn't really matter. As you can see, I'm using some unlocks from previous mastered classes from other playthroughs, but it's not required. Buy a good amount of healing items in case your defense doesn't hold up during the next few levels. Just put them in the convoy. The Professor has access to that during the battle, and now we can actually enter the battle screen. Now, just a warning, you are required to have a higher Professor level if you want to have multiple battles on hard, or normal you have a farmable one you could take advantage of. You also need a higher Professor level to equip other units. They're called adjacents, which is how we will be leveling 2 classes at once. If this is your first playthrough, don't worry about that for now. You can do this strategy at any time in your playthrough. If you can equip an adjacent, do so to the character you will be using and make sure the weapon or spell they want to increase is equipped. This strat will boost whatever they happen to be using. Also make sure that you don't have any hit rate or attack increase battalions equipped to your character. Remove anything that will increase those abilities wise as well. So tick off those proficiency boosters you get for ranking up for now. What you're going to want to do is make sure the only character you have on the field is the unit you're using for this strategy. For this next part, we're going to have to kind of pray to RNG Jesus here, because at the start of the battle, you're going to have to make sure your online services are turned on, and you see the glowing purple and yellow markers on the ground? Well, you're going to want to stand in them and get a rusted weapon. Not only that, but you have to make sure that that rusted weapon is going to be the weapon you want to increase the proficiency of. A broken weapon will work too, but you're looking for a low accuracy, low attack weapon. Now, if this is a map with trees, go to them, try to place yourself so there's a tree on each side of you for enemies to stand on. If there are none, or you can't quite place yourself, that's fine. It's just so you can have a longer farm. You could also turn off battle animations, increase the speed of battle, and skip the enemy actions altogether if you'd like to speed it up even further, which is what I'm doing. Once you're all set up and you're in the right spot, just start attacking random enemies and spam that A button. If your health starts to decrease too much, use a vulnerary. As you level up, you'll eventually get to the point where enemies can't even damage you, but your hit rate is so low you can't hit them. Each time an enemy attacks you or you attack them, you will gain XP towards the class you have on, and the proficiency of the weapon you're using. Furthermore, the same goes for the unit that you equipped as an adjacent. The main unit you're using will also gain authority experience, which is super useful for equipping higher level battalions. I like to equip battalions that increase my defense and resistance as much as possible while not increasing my damage output or hit rate during this strategy. Now keep going until you're tired or all the enemies are dead. If at any point you want to end this fight, or you start to go after mages and archers, re-equip a full accuracy weapon and finish off the fight. You could potentially go right to A or even higher in a few fights. Just don't forget to rotate your adjacents when you start a new fight, that way you can increase all of your team's proficiencies. If you have any questions about either this or Fire Emblem Three Houses in general, feel free to ask below. I have a lot of videos planned for this awesome game, and I'm looking to inform as many people as I can over the next few weeks. Once Lunatic drops, I am planning on releasing strategy guides so that way I can actually help people who get stuck. So, enjoy your new farm method, and see you next time.